Hi, I'm Peter Travers, the movie critic for Rolling Stone, and I'm talking this time about our cover story this issue on Robert Downey Jr., who's made, I think, the comeback of the year in Iron Man. I mean, this is a huge summer hit, only The Dark Knight is bigger. And everybody that's seeing that performance seems to be rooting for him in it, because this is a terrific actor who spent like a decade and a half fighting his own demons. Fighting whether his demon was alcohol or whether it was drugs or whether it was just depression. He has been to hell and back. And you know, the odd thing is that we've seen that on screen, a lot of those performances. One of his earliest performances was in the film version of Bret Easton Ellis's Less Than Zero. And he's this rich kid addict. If you watch that movie, you see the sadness in his eyes, but you can already tell this is an actor to pay attention to. This is somebody really great. He's always worked with quirky directors. His father, Robert Downey Sr., was that kind of director, but he would work for James Toback in a movie like The Pickup Artist. And again, you see this kind of avidity in his eyes, this sense that I need something more in my life. I need to get something pumped up. Worked for Toback again in Black and White. But the big movies, if I had to go look for the handful of great Robert Downey Jr. performances, what would I pick? Well, I have to start with a 1992 movie he made called Chaplin, in which he played the great silent comedian Charlie Chaplin. Got his first and only Academy Award nomination for it. I don't even like this movie, but everything you see Downey do in it, from how Chaplin moved to how he behaved as a mime, you could put that in a time capsule and use it to teach people about acting. I don't think Chaplin ever made a lot of money, but every actor that I've ever talked to would say, what Downey does in this movie is something to watch and learn from. Just terrific work. In the recent years, he's been doing work in movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. A lot of people don't know that. I think that's the best Robert Downey Jr. movie that no one's ever heard of. He is an actor teaming up with a gay detective in LA played by Val Kilmer. So you got two wild guys on the loose in this movie. Do yourself a favor, rent that, get it on Netflix, do it somewhere, and watch what Downey and Kilmer do as a team in it. It's terrific. There's another movie that he did just a year or so ago called Zodiac. This is the David Fincher movie about the Zodiac killer in California. And he's a reporter in the movie. He's a reporter who becomes obsessed with this case year after year after year as it isn't being solved. What do you do for fun? And again, what we're seeing in that is somebody obsessed. Nobody can do obsessed like Robert Downey Jr. And look what he's doing now. I mean, just look at these performances. You have a performance in Iron Man that kind of reinvented what was a tired genre, the superhero genre. We've had good actors like Edward Norton doing the Incredible Hulk, but what Downey does with Iron Man is to say, let's look at these characters as fallible human beings. He gives a cartoon character flesh and blood. It's an amazing job, and beyond the fun of it and the action of it, you also see a heart, somebody who is actually fighting something, fighting his own demons. Nobody does it better than this guy. And next week, you'll see him in a comedy called Tropic Thunder, directed by Ben Stiller, in which he plays an actor who has won 5 Academy Awards and who is so obsessed with method and getting inside his characters that he's had his skin surgically dyed black so that he can play an African-American soldier in doing it, driving everyone else in the cast insane. A real black actor in the movie says, when are you going to drop this Chicken George routine that you're doing? It's driving me nuts. And Downey looks at him and says, I don't drop anything until the DVD commentary. This is in a year of a guy who gives serious performances, who is giving maybe the best comic performance of the year in this movie. So I'm saying to you, Robert Downey is back. He's back in a big way. And if you loved him in Iron Man and Will in Tropic Thunder, go back and see some of his earliest movies and start with Less Than Zero and see why this guy's going to be around forever and teach a lesson to all of us. I'm Peter Travers.